In the beautiful city of Paris, where old buildings whispered secrets and the Eiffel Tower sparkled like a dream, lived a kind-hearted girl named Marinette Dupain-Cheng. Marinette was known by her friends for her creativity, her warm smile, and her incredible talent for designing clothes. But there was something even more special about her: a deep, magical love for animals. Ever since she was a little girl, Marinette loved all creatures: birds, bunnies, turtles, cats, and even the tiniest bugs. She believed every living creature had a heart full of stories. Her parents often laughed when they found squirrels nibbling nuts outside the bakery or a cat snoozing on Marinette's sewing table. One Saturday morning, spring had kissed the city awake. The scent of blooming flowers filled the air, and Marinette was sitting at her balcony table, sketching a dress inspired by cherry blossoms. The fabric she imagined flowed like petals in the wind. As she focused on her drawing, a strange, soft sound drifted up from the alley below. It was like a whimper, almost too quiet to hear. Marinette stood up and leaned over her balcony. There, beneath a pile of old boxes, was a small red creature with pointy ears and a long bushy tail. It looked scared, cold, and alone. Marinette gasped, "A fox! Here in Paris!" She rushed down the stairs with a soft blanket, a bowl of water, and a bit of leftover quiche. When she knelt beside the tiny animal, she saw that one of its paws was swollen and it was shivering. "Hey, little one," she said softly. "You're safe now." The fox looked up at her with wide golden eyes that shimmered like sunlight. He didn't run. He trusted her. Very gently, Marinette wrapped him in the blanket and carried him upstairs. She made him a cozy bed inside a large basket, lined with scarves and a pillow. She named him Flicker, because of how his tail flicked whenever he moved. Over the next few days, Marinette took care of Flicker. She called a vet who worked with wild animals and followed every instruction. She made sure his paw healed and gave him clean water, soft food, and gentle pats. Flicker grew stronger each day. He began to explore Marinette's room. He'd sniff her spools of thread, curl up on fabric rolls, and once even ran off with a ball of yarn in his mouth like a puppy. Sometimes, when she stayed up late sewing or drawing, Flicker would curl beside her and fall asleep. His soft breaths calmed her, and she felt like she had a little guardian friend. But Marinette knew something very important: wild animals like Flicker didn't belong in the city. As much as she loved him, she knew his home was in nature, where trees danced with the wind and rivers sang songs through the forest. Still, she wasn't ready to say goodbye just yet. One afternoon, Marinette took Flicker to the park, carefully hidden in a covered carrier. She let him stretch his legs near the quiet trees, but suddenly, bark bark, a big dog, off its leash, ran toward them. Flicker yelped and darted into the bushes. Marinette cried out, chasing after him, "Flicker, come back!" She ran through the park, searching desperately. "Please be okay," she whispered, heart pounding. At last, she found Flicker stuck behind a fence, trembling. He had tried to escape and gotten caught. Marinette climbed over carefully, soothed him with soft words, and lifted him back into the carrier. That night, she held Flicker close. "I was so scared," she whispered. "You need a safe place where you can run free." The next day, Marinette called a special wildlife rescue center just outside Paris. They told her they could take Flicker and help him return to the wild, where he belonged. It broke her heart, but she knew it was the right thing to do. Before they left, Marinette stitched a tiny, red collar with a soft bell knot to trap Flicker, but as a symbol of her care. She kissed him gently and whispered, "I'll never forget you." At the sanctuary, Flicker looked at her one last time. Then, with a flick of his tail, he stepped into the woods. Marinette wiped away tears but smiled. "Be wild, be free, be brave." Weeks passed. Marinette still missed Flicker, but she stayed busy helping animals in other ways. She organized a fundraiser to help stray animals, designed a clothing line where every item donated money to shelters, and even gave school talks about kindness to animals. Then one chilly autumn evening, as golden leaves swirled through the streets, Marinette was walking home from the bakery when she heard a familiar yip. She turned in there. Standing beneath a tree was Flicker. But he wasn't alone. Two tiny fox cubs peeked from behind him. "Flicker," Marinette whispered. He walked up, touched his nose to her hand, then trotted back to the cubs. It was as if he had come back not just to say thank you, but to show her his new family. Marinette watched as they disappeared into the night. Her heart swelled with joy. She whispered, "You'll always be part of my story." The end.